Hey everyone, welcome back to the AI Tech channel. Today, we're diving into a crisis brewing in higher education, a crisis that affects the very core of learning and academic integrity. Are universities surrendering to AI? Are we witnessing the death of original thought? That's the question we're tackling today. I know, it sounds extreme, but some recent reports are truly alarming. We're not just talking about a few students using ChatGPT to write essays. We're talking about entire university departments seemingly throwing in the towel. We're talking about the future of education and whether or not a real education is still possible. What if the solution to the AI cheating epidemic is something surprisingly old school? Let's start with a recent bombshell article in New York Magazine titled, "Everyone is Cheating Their Way Through College." The article paints a disturbing picture of how AI has, and I quote, unraveled the entire academic project. Now, the fact that students are tempted to cheat isn't exactly groundbreaking news. Let's be honest. That's been happening since the invention of tests. The real shocker is how readily universities, and more specifically, instructors, seem to be giving up the fight. It's not really about the students. The problem is the failure of the so-called adults in the room to enforce basic academic standards. The article highlights a particularly mind-boggling example from the music department at the University of Iowa. When faced with the surge of AI-generated writing and writing-intensive courses, their solution was to instruct professors to grade essays based on what the essay would have gotten if it were a true attempt at a paper. Let that sink in. Basically, if ChatGPT could write a halfway decent essay about Mozart, the professor would have to give it an A. This isn't about encouraging students to learn and think critically. This policy actively incentivizes them to use AI. Incredible. Instead of promoting the hard work of writing and thinking, it rewards the use of artificial intelligence. It's like they're saying, "Hey, we give up. Let the robots do the work." The article quotes a former graduate student, Sam Williams, who taught in the music department. Williams said that this true attempt at a paper policy completely destroyed his grading scale. How could he possibly differentiate between a paper clearly written by AI and a genuinely original, but poorly written, essay? The whole situation left him so disillusioned that he decided to drop out of graduate school altogether. He said, "We're in a new generation, a new time, and I just don't think that's what I want to do." Can you blame him? He's basically saying the system is broken, and he doesn't want any part of it. Apparently, this sentiment is widespread. The article mentions a professor at Cal State Chico who expressed a similar desire to simply retire and escape the situation. He said, "Every time I talk to a colleague about this, the same thing comes up, retirement. When can I retire? When can I get out of this?" That's what we're all thinking now. It's a mass exodus of educators who feel powerless against the tide of AI-driven cheating. It's a sad state of affairs when teachers are more focused on escaping the problem than solving it. But here's the million-dollar question. Why are they giving up so easily? Why aren't they sticking to tried-and-true methods that have worked for decades? I'm talking about weighing assessments more heavily than homework and administering handwritten assessments in class. This was the norm just 2 decades ago. It's not like we're talking about ancient history here. We're talking about relatively recent and effective methods. The New York Magazine article briefly touches on this, mentioning the possibility of returning to blue books or switching to oral exams. But then it dismisses these ideas without any real explanation. They mention a professor at Santa Clara University who avoided assignments besides one low-stakes reflection for which many of his students proceeded to use AI. But why not just have them handwrite the reflections? Problem solved. It's like they're so resistant to anything that isn't cutting-edge technology that they're overlooking the simplest solutions. Sure, students' handwriting might have deteriorated due to the prevalence of word processing. But that just means professors could kill 2 birds with 1 stone by requiring handwritten essays in blue books. It's a win-win situation. They improve handwriting skills and combat AI cheating simultaneously. It's not about hindering progress. It's about reinforcing fundamental skills that AI can't replicate. This isn't about being anti-technology. It's about being pro-education. The real problem in education, whether it's in colleges or schools, isn't a lack of technological solutions. It's a lack of willpower. It's a reluctance to make difficult decisions that might ruffle some feathers and cause short-term frustration, despite the long-term benefits. Universities are afraid of pushing back. They're afraid of being seen as outdated or difficult. But sometimes, the best solutions are the ones that have stood the test of time. What's missing is the courage to stand up for academic integrity, even if it means going against the grain. It requires a firm commitment to uphold standards, regardless of short-term inconveniences. While many of our legacy institutions are too cowardly to do this, the answer is staring us right in the face. Bring back blue books. And perhaps, Even more radically, we should build new institutions where blue books are the norm, not the exception. We need to create learning environments where original thought and critical thinking are valued above all else. It's time to prioritize real learning over the illusion of progress. It's time to take a stand and say that academic integrity matters. And guess what? Some educators are already doing it. Jason Coupet, an associate professor of public management policy at Georgia State University, is bringing back blue book exams. He used to use them before the pandemic, but when everything went online, exams went digital. But now he's seen the light. He's realized that the ease and convenience of online exams come at a steep price: academic integrity. He's decided to prioritize the quality of learning over the convenience of technology. He is a pioneer, a beacon of hope. Let's celebrate his courage to do what's right. Coupet realized that when students took exams at home, he had to put parameters on the exam that he wouldn't normally have to for an in-class test. He was constantly battling the temptations of the internet and AI. He was fighting a losing battle. He realized that the remote learning environment was fundamentally undermining the integrity of the assessment process. By switching back to blue books, he's leveling the playing field and ensuring that students are being evaluated on their own knowledge and abilities. It's ironic, isn't it? A decade ago, using tech to administer and grade exams seemed like a dream come true. It was supposed to be a responsive, time-saving tool. But now, with AI tools and rampant cheating, the protection of academic and intellectual integrity is being propped up by pen and paper. The very technology that was supposed to revolutionize education is now threatening to destroy it. The pendulum has swung back, and we're realizing that some things are better left in the analog world. Coupet teaches public policy, so he likes for his exam questions to reflect real-world dilemmas. He wants students to apply their knowledge to complex problems. But that's hard to assess when students have access to the internet. He was worried that they were spending more time spell-checking and looking up correct answers than actually thinking critically. Switching to handwritten exams ensures that students are focused solely on the content of the questions and applying their own knowledge and reason to the answers. It's about fostering genuine understanding, not just regurgitating information. And here's a bonus. Research suggests that writing by hand can be more beneficial for learning compared to typing. Handwriting engages different parts of the brain and promotes deeper processing of information. It's not just about preventing cheating. It's about enhancing learning. It's about activating different cognitive pathways and promoting a more holistic understanding of the material. It's a reminder that sometimes the old ways are the best ways. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This is all well and good for college, but what about other areas of life? What about creativity? What about personal relationships? Well, let me tell you a story. Cosmopolitan recently gave us an exclusive first look at Jennifer E. Archer's upcoming novel, Into the Deep Blue. It's about two friends reconnecting after loss, and it explores themes of friendship, grief, and the courage to love again. And guess what? It's about a road trip. This is relevant, I promise. Stick with me. The story focuses on human connection, on the importance of facing difficult emotions and finding strength in relationships. It's a reminder that even in a world dominated by technology, the most important things in life are still human. The excerpt reveals a moment of vulnerability between the two main characters, Fiona and Nick. They're on a planned trip, and old wounds are resurfacing. Fiona is hesitant to let Nick in, but he's determined to be there for her. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the greatest breakthroughs come from simply being present and supportive. It's a testament to the enduring power of human connection, even in the face of adversity. It's about finding solace and strength in each other, even when the world feels overwhelming. The excerpt underscores the importance of genuine connection and vulnerability in a world increasingly dominated by technology. It reminds us that while AI can write essays and generate content, it can't replicate the depth and complexity of human relationships. It's a call to prioritize real-world interactions and to cultivate meaningful connections with the people around us. It's about embracing our shared humanity, even when it's messy and complicated. So what's the takeaway here? The AI cheating crisis is a serious threat to education, but it's not insurmountable. By bringing back traditional methods like blue book exams, we can restore academic integrity and promote deeper learning. And by prioritizing human connection and vulnerability, we can navigate the challenges of a technology-driven world. We need to be brave enough to challenge the status quo and to stand up for what we believe in. The future of education and the future of our society depends on it. So, let's bring back blue books and let's save education. That's all for today's episode. What do you think? Are blue books the answer to the AI cheating crisis? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more AI tech news and analysis. Thanks for watching.